Ikshate dhruvam anjanat. Pra stands for emphasis. Dhruvam stands for surety. Vaagbhata, who is best in exposition in word statements, who is famous for his brevity, who is famous for his selection of words. He has used two emphatical words, pra-ikshate and dhruvam. How much confidence he must have while writing this kalpa. So, are you still of that opinion that Vaagbhata is only about Sutrasthan? No, he is much more beyond and above that. What is Vaagbhata? We studied Vaagbhata not by translation. We never translated Vaagbhata to our local language Marathi. Neither we read Hindi translated Vaagbhata, Sushruta or Charaka. Fortunately, we were having capable gurus and very efficient seniors who motivated us to read Satik Ashtanga-hridaya. Satik means Ashtanga-hridaya with both the tikas, with Sarvanga Sundara Tika by Arun Datta and Ayurved Rasayanam Tika by Himadri. From 1988 August, that is 33 years from today, we started our journey in Ayurved. Our admission is in August 1988, and from that very month we are reading Ashtanga-hridaya in Sanskrit with original both the tikas. How did we study? We studied this way. This is the footnote of this page. Any adhyaya in Sanskrita Satika Grantha of Vaagbhata Sanhita, wherever any adhyaya starts out of 120 adhyayas, irrespective of any sthana, any adhyaya, you will find in the footnote of that adhyaya that it is written Iyam Garbhava Krantis Charake Sharire Amukamuk Adhyaye, Sushrute Sharire Amukamuk Adhyayeshu, Ashtanga Sangrahe Sharire Amukamuk Adhyayeshu Cha Asti Varnita. The same subject of this adhyaya is also narrated in these many adhyayas in Charaka and Sushruta and Sangraha. So our reading was comprehensive. Our reading was all-pervading. Our reading was to explore all the resources available regarding that subject from Charaka, Sushruta, Sangraha and Ashtanga-hridaya. You will be surprised that in 1988 we were reading Ashtanga-hridaya when in our syllabus Ashtanga-hridaya was not there. Ashtanga-sangraha was in syllabus and we were studying Ashtanga-hridaya. We recited Ashtanga-hridaya. We were having efficient seniors who motivated us to by heart Vaagbhata's Sutrasthanam when Ashtanga-hridaya was not in syllabus. Keeping faith in their sayings, keeping trust in Vaagbhata, we by-hearted entire Sutrasthana in our first year, all the 30 adhyayas, all the 700 shlokas, and due to that habit, we explored Vaagbhata Sharirsthan also and compared it with Sushruta Sharirsthan, Charaka Sharirsthan. In that way, we came familiar with the expertise of Vaagbhata from all the possible parallel references. It is said in Sanskrit literature that Kavyeshu Natakam Ramyam Tatra Ramya Shakuntala Tatrapi Chaturthonkas Tatra Shloka Chatushtayam. The best in Sanskrit literature is Nataka. Out of all the Natakas, Kalidasa's Shakuntalam is the best. In Shakuntala, Chaturtha Anka is very entertaining. And in that Chaturtha Anka, 4 shlokas by Kanvarushi for Shakuntala are the best contribution of Kalidasa to Sanskrit literature. On the same line, I have composed this shloka, Shastre Shrudhem Sreshtham. This is my own self-composed shlok. It is not from any other book. This is self-prepared shlok. Shastre Shrudhem Sreshtham Tatrapi Sutra Sthanakam Prathamordhascha Tatrapi Tatradhyaya Chatushtayam. In all the Sanhitas of Ayurveda Shastra, Ashtanga-hridaya is best. In Ashtanga-hridaya, of course, as all of you know, Sutrasthanam is best. In 30 adhyayas of Sutrasthana, first 15 adhyayas enough for successful practice. And out of those 15 adhyayas, any 4 adhyayas, if you study properly, those 4 adhyayas will give you the vision to practice Ayurveda using Sanhitas. Just few days ago, Raj Kapoor's third son, Rajiv Kapoor, the hero of very controversial film 20-25 years ago, Ram Tere Ganga Maili, he died, he passed away. In that film, Ram Tere Ganga Maili, there was a song. This was the opening song of that film. मुझको देखोगे जहां तक, मुझको पाओगे वहां तक, रास्तों से कारवां तक, इस जमीन से आसमां तक, मैं ही मैं हूं, दूसरा कोई नहीं. And this is my feeling about Vaagbhata. I can see Vaagbhata from ground to sky. Everywhere I can feel Vaagbhata. Or in Bhagavan Shri Krishna's words at the end of Vibhuti Yoga in Bhagavad Gita, Adhyaya 10, he says to Arjun that Athva bahunetena kim nhyatena tavarjuna. Hey Arjun, what will you do by knowing all these things? Vishtabhyaham idam krishnam ekanshena sityo jagat. Just by a fraction I have occupied all this universe. Vishtabhyaham idam krishnam ekanshena sityo jagat. For me, Vaagbhata is like Bhagavan Shri Krishna, who has occupied all the Ayurved. It is bias, I know, this is bias. For me, or for all of you, Vaagbhata is a subject. Ashtanga is a subject in first year. But for me, after first year, Vaagbhata was not a subject. It was a book, because I was referring Nidana Sthanam also from Ashtanga. So it was a book for me. When I passed BMS, I came to know that it is not just a subject or book. Vaagbhata was a living person. He was a Rishi. When in my PG, I realized, because my MD thesis is on Tantra Yukti, application of Tantra Yukti in Sanhita Adhyayanam. So 200 pages of my thesis are dedicated to Tantra Yukti application in Sanhita Adhyayanam. In those times, I realized that Vaagbhata is not a Rishi only. He is boss. He is superior most. And after 1998, I was in practice. In first 5 years, there were very astonishing results. And then I realized that Vaagbhata is not only Rishi, not only boss. He is next to God. Because the patient were very happy, surprised, wonderful results were there. And that resulted that I felt that Vaagbhata is next to God. And in recent years, I am realizing that Vaagbhata is not subject, book, Rishi, boss or next to God. He himself is God. Bhagavan Srimad Vaagbhatacharya. Why do I feel like so? Because I have treated all my patients last 23 years using Vaagbhata only. I have never used any Rasa Shastra Kalpa. I have never used the Suta Shekhar, Arogyavaradini, Broda, Chintamani, Swarna Bhasma, Aropya Bhasma, Hiran Bhasma, Gandhak Rasayan, Shila Jatu, nothing. For me, this is a very controversial statement. It is out of subject. But why did I presented the cases and all the reports and photos with you? Because I have treated all those cases. I am treating all such cases like 23 years using Vaagbhata only, using Sanhita only. I have never used any Rasa Shastra Kalpa, because for me, for my bias, for my trivial understanding, for my small brain, for my Alpamati, I don't consider Rasa Shastra as part of Ayurveda. It is a subject of a different lecture. It is a elaborative thing that I can prove that Rasa Shastra is not Ayurveda. Someone has forcefully pushed it, packed it into Ayurveda, which has no relation to Ayurveda. This is my bias, this is my opinion. Let it put it away, because it is not our today's subject, it is some other time subject. Okay. For me, Sarvasthaneshu Vaagbhata, the original shlok all of you know, that Nidane Madhava Sreshta Sutra Sthanet Vaagbhataha Sharide Sushruta Sreshta Charakastu Chikisyate. I have converted it as Nidane Vaagbhata Sreshta. Who is Sreshta in Nidan? Vaagbhata, not Madhav. Why? It is again a different subject of a different lecture, independent lecture. Why Nidane Madhavena Sreshta? Why Nidane Vaagbhata is Sreshta? Sutra Sthane Tusa Evahi. Sutra Sthane Vaagbhata himself is great, all you know. Sharide Chikissayam. In Sharisthana and Chikisasthana also Vaagbhata is great. Sarvasthaneshu Vaagbhataha. What to count? Why to count all the sthanas? Sarvasthaneshu Vaagbhata. This is not my personal opinion, I can prove. We can understand Vaagbhata as pioneer contributions, as academic contributions and clinical contributions. So let us start from very first adhyaya. First adhyaya is index, the next adhyaya is dinacharya. Brahma Muhurta description is given by Ashtang Hridaya, Ashtang Sangraha, Vaagbhata only. It is not available in Sushruta and Charaka. Rutorya Lakshana Trayam, 3 types of Lakshana of Rutu. Masa Lakshana, Rashi Lakshana and Swarupa Lakshana is described by Vaagbhata only. It is not available in Sushrut and Charaka. Kasa Vega in Adharani Vegas is the contribution of Vaagbhata. It is not in Charak, not in Sushrut. Nalikera Jalam, Gunadharmas of Nalikera Jalam are available in Vaagbhata only. For Krusha and Sthula, both Tilataila is Pathyam, Madhyam is Pathyam. This is written by Vaagbhata, not by anyone else. A Brahmacharya is Upastamba. Vaagbhata is very practical. He was not living in aura. He was on the ground. He was a very romantic person. If you go through Vasanta Rutucharya, you will find the description that Priya Netrut Palankitan, Priyaya Arpitan, Priya Astasang Surabhin. He has written like that. So in Rutucharya, when you are describing seasons, in that season, in this Vasanta, he writes Priya Netrut Palankitan, Priya Astasang Surabhin, Priya Arpitan. So he was not left all the enjoyment of life. He was enjoying the life. He was a romantic person. So he included a Brahmacharya as Upastamba, not Brahmacharya as that of Charaka. He says Vajikarana is Lokadvaya Rasayana. Vajikarana is not for Stri only. Vajikarana is not for Sambhoga. Vajikarana is not for sexual pleasure only. Vajikarana is Lokadvaya Rasayana. See, Vaagbhata's Drishti. Vaagbhata introduced 6 Navina Shastra. Everyone knows it. You know that there are 20 Shastras in Sushrut, but there are 26 Shastras in Vaagbhata. So he introduced 6 new Shastra. So if he was limited to Sutrasthan only, would he have introduced 6 new instruments? 6 new instruments, surgical instruments. Because he has practices, he innovated those Shastras. Because he was a surgeon. Unless how can he introduce 6 new Shastras? And to surprise for all of you, to wonder to all of you, Vaagbhata is the first person. Vaagbhata has made a great favor on all the feminine, all the femininity, all the woman world. All our mothers and sisters are benefited by Vaagbhata's innovation of Yoni Vranekshara Yantra. The first speculum in the world is described, is narrated and used by Vaagbhata. Garbhashanku is mentioned by Vaagbhata. It is not available in Sushrut. Ardhendu Shalaka, Agnikarma Shalaka for Antravriddhi is written by Vaagbhata. It is not available in Sushrut. Utsanga Bandha is written by Vaagbhata. It is not available in Sushrut. There are Chaturdasha Bandhas in Sushrut. There are 15 Bandhas in Vaagbhata. One more Bandha is introduced by Vaagbhata. If he was not a surgeon, how can he introduce new Shastra, new Yantra, new Bandha? He introduced new Agnikarma Akurtayaha, Ardhachandra Swastika Nashtapada. There are only Valaya Bindu Rekha Pratisarani in Sushrut, Agnikarma Adhyaya. In Ashtang Sangraha Sutrasthan 30, you can find these many Agnikarma Akrutis. So Vaagbhata has done that Agnikarma, therefore he knows these many Akrutis can be there. In Sharira, Vaagbhata introduced Dhamani Marma, Shodha Eva Marma Kalpana, Shodha, 6 types. And he also rearranged the marmas. Kakshadhara and Vitapa marma is Snaya marma as per others. But he reconsidered the distribution of marmas. He introduced 9 Dhamani marmas also. Rasana Bandhana, he introduced new Pranayatana as Rasana Bandhana. Charaka has written 2 lists of Pranayatana. One in Sutrasthana where Shankhas are described. And in Sharisthana he has not described Shankhas, but there is Nabhi and Maunsa. Vaagbhata has discarded Maunsa as Pranayatana and included Rasana Bandhana as Pranayatana. Vaagbhata says Abhyantar Srutasaj as Jivitayatanani etani. Jivitayatananyanta Srotam Syahustra Dasha. And Vaagbhata was not surrendered to Daiva. Vaagbhata never surrendered to Yadrucha. Vaagbhata never surrendered to Niyati. He said, Bali Purushakaro hi Daivam api ativartate. By your own efforts, you can conquer your fortune. You can overcome your fate. So Vaagbhata was a masculine hero. So he was that much determined. These are transliterated same references of this Devanagari slide. It is for your record. In Nidane Vaagbhata Sreshtaha, the first adhyaya of Madhava Nidan is copy-pasted from Ashtanga Hridaya Nidan Sthan 1. All the Nidana Panchaka shlokas in Madhava Nidan first adhyaya are borrowed from Ashtanga Hridaya only. Why Nidane Madhavino Sreshtaha? It is the subject of different independent lecture. But see, if Madhava was best in Nidana, he would have composed his own shlokas for Nidana Panchaka description. But he borrowed all the shlokas from Ashtanga Hridaya Nidan Sthan 1. And to the surprise of all, the celebrity Tikakar, celebrity commentator of Madhava Nidan, the Vijay Rakshita praises Vaagbhata, not Madhav. Vijay Rakshita is commenting on Madhava Nidan. So he should praise Madhava Kara. But he praises Vaagbhata by saying, Paramakushalena Vaagbhatena yadeti padam tadeva nibaddhavan. If you go through the commentary of Vijay Rakshit, he says, Paramakushal, Vaagbhata is Paramakushala. The best expert is Vaagbhata. It is written by Vijay Rakshit. It is not my opinion. Vijay Rakshit is commenting on Madhava Nidana, and in its commentary he says Vaagbhata is Paramakushala. So who is best in Nidan? Vaagbhata. So in Raktapitta Adhyay he says Kasa is Ashukari Upadrav of Raktapitta. This is not narrated in Charak and Sushrut. The definition of Vipaka and definition of Ama is first time introduced by Vaagbhata. Both definitions are not available in Charak and Sushrut. Deepana is included in Shamana by Vaagbhata. It is not written in Charaka. There is Pachananyupavasascha, Pipasatapa Marutav. Only 6 Shamanas are there in Charaka. And Chatushprakara Samshuddhi is there in Charaka. But in Vaagbhata, Raktamokshana is included as Shodhana in Ashtanga Hridaya Sutra Sthan 14. Pratimarsha Kalas are 14 in Sushrut. But in Vaagbhata there are 15 Kalas. Nasya types are 5 and 5 in Charaka and Sushrut. But in Vaagbhata, Nasya Prakaras are 3 plus 3. Anjana Prakaras are 3 in Sushrut. But in Vaagbhata, Anjana Prakaras are 3 and 3. Hetu and Lakshana, causes and symptoms of Dushti, of vitiation, of 5 types of Vatas are given in Ashtanga Hridaya Nidan Sthan 16 after Vatarakta, before Avarana. This is the best contribution, fundamental contribution of Vaagbhata, diagnostic contribution of Vaagbhata. The first time he narrated the Dushti Lakshana and causes of vitiation of 5 types of Vatas. Therefore I say, Vaagbhata is the last updated Ayurveda Sanhita. There is no updation in Ayurveda after Vaagbhata. There is no fundamental contribution in Ayurveda after Vaagbhata. If Vaagbhata has given causes and symptoms, Hetu and Lakshana of 5 types of Vata, Prana Dushti, Hetu, Prana Dushti, Lakshana, Udana Dushti, Hetu, Udana Dushti, Lakshana, Apana Dushti, Hetu, Apana Dushti, Lakshana, then someone must have tried after Vaagbhata in last 1200 years. If we consider Vaagbhata survived in 9th century, today we are in 21st century. So in last 1200 years, someone must have tried to give the Dushti Hetu and Dushti Lakshana, causes and symptoms of vitiation of 5 types of Pitta and 5 types of Kapha also. But it has not happened. He is the Vaagbhata who has updated Ayurveda for last time. So the latest updated version of Ayurveda is Ashtanga Hridaya Yugana Rupa Sandarbha Vibhagena Karishyate. It is Vaagbhata's promise. He has done it. Therefore, these many updates, these many innovations, these many pioneer contributions are by Vaagbhata. In Nidan Sthan, there is Trishna of 7 types. There is 6 types of Trishna in Charak and Sushrut. In Sushrut, 6 types. In Charak, it is 5 types. There are 7 types of Trishna in Vaagbhata. There are Gulma, 8 types. Those are 5 types in Charaka. Shotha of 9 types. There are 3 types in Charaka. Bhagandhara is of 8 types in Vaagbhata with nomenclature. There are only 5 types of Bhagandhara in Sushruta with names. But Vaagbhata introduced 3 new Vidoshaja Bhagandhara in Ashtanghrudaya Uttar Tantra. Netra Rogas are 94. There is a printing mistake. 94 Netra Rogas are described by Vaagbhata. There are only 76 in Sushruta. So, you can judge that from Sutra Sthana, Shariri Sthana, Nidan Sthana. Everywhere Vaagbhata has contributed something new, something pioneer contribution is by Vaagbhata. Agre Sangraha, Roganusar Agre Sangraha. There is Agre Sangraha in Charaka Sutra 25. In Yajya Purushadhyaya, Shlok number 40, Charaka Sutra Sthan 25, Shlok number 40, there are 152 Agre Sangrahas. Khajraha Kushtaghanam, Yogo Vaidya Gunanam, Prameho Anushanginam, Kushtam Dirgha Roganam, Jalam Ashvasakaranam, etc. But Roganusar Agre Dravya, there are only 3 or 4 things about Roga written in Charaka, Khajra Kushtaghanam, Vidango, Krumighanam, likewise. But Vaagbhata has introduced 18 drugs for rogas. Mustaparapadakam jware mehe shudhatri nishe trushi murudbrushta loshtodbhavam jalam lajas chardishu rasalajayati pratishayam. In that way he has narrated 18 new entries for roganusar agredravya. Agredravya as per diseases. He says lashuna jayati prabhanjanam. All of you know that Taila is best for Vata, Basti is best for Vata, Rasna, Vatagnahanam. In Charaka, Rasna is said as the best drug for Vata. But Vaagbhata is a rebel person. He said, Lashunaha Jayati Prabhanjanam. Prabhanjanam. He has not said Vata, he has not said Anila, he has not said Samira, he has not said Pavana. He said, Prabhanjanam Jayati Lashunaha. Prabhanjana, very destructive type of Vata. Vata who has capacity to destruct everything. Prabhanjanam, prakarshena bhanjati. The Vata having destructive capacity can be managed by Lashuna. Lashuna jayati prabhanjanam. I have used this Agre Sangraha in all my 1400 cases of alpha-estin degeneration. I have used Lashuna Kshirapak as Anupana for the medicines that I give for these alpha-estin degeneration cases. Almost every day I treat 1 case of such alpha-estin degeneration. Lajas Chardishu is the Agre Sangraha by Vaagbhata for Chardi. What do you mean by Chardi? Chardi is the expulsion of extra kleda, jala, prithvi, kapha, ama, santarpana from amashaya. So amashayotha, prithvi, jala, santarpana, kleda pradhana, kapha pradhana dravyas, when are to be expelled out, it is Chardi. And for such Chardi, Laja is Agredravya. So Laja acts exactly opposite to Kapha, Prithvi, Jala, Kleda, Drava, Santarpana, plus. Got it? Therefore, I am treating all my patients that I just claimed that we treat diabetes in 105 days. I presented the latest report, last Sunday's reports also. The average age that we treat today is almost 45. But it ranges from 35 to 80. So all these patients are treated with Laja. Vaagbhata himself says, Nahi sthulasya bheshajam. But we say, Sahi sthulasya bheshajam. Yahi sthulasya bheshajam. Yes, sthula can be treated very well by using Laja. We claim that we can reduce your 10% weight by kg and 10% weight by inches. So 10% inch loss and 10% kg loss is possible by using Vaagbhata's treatment. Even though Vaagbhata himself says Nahi sthulasya bheshajam, we are reducing 10% of kg and 10% of inches. For me, maida or sugar or cholesterol or urea or diabetes, everything is same. It is clay. It is Prithvi, it is Jala, it is Drava. I speak in language of Dosha, Rasa, Guna and Mahabhut. I don't speak in language of Vikara. I don't speak in language of disease. I don't like to put it in drug and disease order. I want to decode it. I want to understand it. I want to spell it. I want to put that equation in terms of Dosha, Rasa, Guna and Mahabhut. Therefore, such dravya that Vaagbhata has given can be used in other diseases also. Here are few kalpas that Vaagbhata introduced. Panchatikta Ghrutta Guggulu, Swayambhuvakya Guggulu, Kalyan Ksharaha, Pilla Roga. We say that Sushruta has written 18 adhyayas on Mhetre. In Sushruta Uttarasthan, Uttar Tantra, 1 to 19 adhyayas are dedicated to Netra Roga. But Vaagbhata is the only person who has described 18 rogas, which are Dirgha Kalanubandhinaha, which are chronic, which are not easy to treat. Those are written by Vaagbhata. 18 Pilla rogas identified by Vaagbhata, not by Sushrut. So he is not only for Sutra Saratha Vaagbhata, he is a great Shalaki. He was great in Netra rogas, he was a great ophthalmologist. Linganasha Upadrava are narrated by Vaagbhata, not by Sushrut. Linganasha Shastra Karma is described by Sushrut. But what are the complications of Linganasha Shastra Karma? Those are narrated by Vaagbhata only, not by Sushrut. There are only 3 Anjanas in 19 Adhyayas by Sushrut. And those all Anjanas, all those 3 Anjanas are for prophylaxis. Those are not for treatment. They are not coming in any Roga Adhyaya. But Vaagbhata has described 18 Anjanas in one single Timira Pratishved Adhyaya. So who is great? Therefore Vaagbhata was a great ophthalmologist. Therefore I quoted the shloka Krishnam Sarpa Mritan Nyasya Chaturaschapi Vrishchika Kshira Kumbhe Trisaptaham Kledayitva Tanantayet Tatrasya Navanitaim Yat Pushniya Tena Kukkutam Andhastasya Purishena Parikshate Dhruvamanjanat. Such type of very complicated kalpas are written in Anjana form by Vaagbhata in Timira Pratishved Adhyaya. There are 9 Balagrahas in Sushrut. In Sushrut Uttar Tantra from Skanda to last Revati, there are 9 Balagrahas. Vaagbhata has written 12 Balagrahas. So he must have treated those Balakas. So he is great in Bhuta Vidya. He is great in Graha Chikissa. Therefore he introduced 3 new Grahas. In Charaka and in Sushruta, there are 8 Grahas for elderly persons. Deva, Pishacha, Gandharva, Yaksha, etc. Vaagbhata has 18 such identities in his Bhuta Pratishved Adhyaya. So he added 10 new identities. So he must have treated Bhuta Vidya patients. Unless how it is possible for him to identify new 18 things? Vaagbhata is the first person to use Parada as internal medicine. In Ashtanga Hridaya and in Ashtanga Sangraha Rasayana Adhyaya, you will find the first time historical use of Parada, of mercury, internal use of Parada is introduced first time by Vaagbhata only. In Charaka, there is a very Sandigdha Ullekh, suspicious reference of Parada in Charaka Chikissa 7/70. Rasena Dhatriyaha. What do you mean by Rasa? By Parad or Swarasva Pamalaki? So no one knows. Chakrapani says Amalakyaha Rasaha. So there is a suspicious reference about Parada in Charaka Chikissa 7/70. In Sushruta Chikissa 25, in Mishrak Adhyaya, there is a lepa, there is external application, Mukha lepa, in which Parada is mentioned. But he is Vaagbhata, who is pioneer in many rebellious contributions. He first time described that Parada can be used as Abhyantara Prayoga. So in Rasayana Adhyaya, Vaagbhata has used Parada for the first time in Ayurvedic literature. Many Rasayana Vaagbhata described first time. He says, Uktani Shakyani Phalanvitani Yogana Rupani Rasayanani. Uktani narrated. Shakyani possible, practically possible Rasayanas. Phalanvitani result oriented. Yugana Rupani which are suitable to the time. He has not described that get a vriksha of Palasha and put that person into Palasha Duroni and he will lose that all his teeth and all his hair and his teeth and hair will come back. It will regenerate. He has not written something like this Ashakya. He has written Uktani Shakyani, possible. Yugana Ropani Phalanvitani Rasayanani. Therefore he introduced Narasingha Rasayana, Lashuna Rasayana, Bhrungaraja Rasayana. Vaagbhata is a practical person. He was not a spiritual person. He was not a theoretical person. He has never discussed about Srushti and Mahabhuta, Mana and Atma and Triguna. No, never. He speaks about Dosha, Rasa, Guna, Mahabhuta. His Samhita